Have you ever wondered if our modern, technologically advanced society could face the same fate as ancient civilizations that mysteriously vanished? In Collapse: How Societies Choose to Fail or Succeed, Jared Diamond explores this unsettling yet crucial question. Ignoring the lessons from past societal collapses, often rooted in environmental mismanagement, can lead us down a similar path of decline. However, by understanding why some societies crumbled while others adapted and thrived, you can gain valuable insights into making informed choices for our own future. Diamond presents a compelling 5-point framework to analyze societal collapses, examining factors like environmental damage, climate change, hostile neighbors, the loss of supportive trade partners, and, most critically, a society's response to its problems. This book offers a powerful lens through which to view our current global challenges, empowering you to recognize warning signs and appreciate the profound importance of wise, long-term decision-making for a sustainable world. To understand why some societies collapse while others endure, Jared Diamond introduces a 5-point framework. This framework helps you look beyond single-cause explanations and appreciate the complex interplay of factors. The first and often central factor is environmental damage, the impact a society has on its surroundings. Second is climate change, whether natural or human-induced, which can exacerbate existing environmental stresses. Third, the presence of hostile neighbors can deliver the final blow to a society already weakened by internal problems. Fourth, the loss of support from friendly trade partners can cripple societies dependent on external resources. Finally, and arguably the most crucial factor, is how a society responds to its environmental challenges. This last point emphasizes that collapse is often a matter of choice, not just fate. The Norse Greenland colony, for instance, provides a stark example where all 5 factors contributed to their eventual demise. A recurring theme in societal collapse is ecocide, where a society inadvertently destroys the environmental resources upon which its survival depends. This is not just a phenomenon of the distant past, it is a pattern that Diamond shows repeating across different cultures and eras. The famous case of Easter Island illustrates this vividly. The islanders, driven by internal competition and religious practices, deforested their entire island to transport and erect their massive stone statues, the moai. This deforestation led to soil erosion, the loss of resources for building canoes, crippling their ability to fish effectively or leave the island, and ultimately, societal breakdown, starvation, and warfare. Understanding ecocide helps you recognize how seemingly rational short-term decisions can lead to catastrophic long-term consequences if their environmental impact is not carefully considered. Often, societies fail to address impending disasters because the problems develop slowly, almost imperceptibly, or because they seem distant. Diamond highlights the concept of creeping normality, where people's baseline for what is considered normal gradually shifts as the environment degrades. Each generation grows up in a slightly more depleted world, making it harder to recognize the full extent of the loss. The Anasazi of the American Southwest, for example, adapted to their arid environment for centuries, building impressive settlements like those in Chaco Canyon. However, long-term deforestation to procure timber for construction and fuel, coupled with severe, prolonged droughts that they had little historical memory of, eventually led to the abandonment of their great towns. This illustrates how societies, including our own, can be blind to slow-moving environmental crises until they reach a tipping point. It is tempting to think that past societies collapse due to sheer ignorance, but Diamond argues that the reasons are often more complex. Sometimes, decisions that lead to ruin are a result of rational bad behavior, where powerful individuals or groups pursue short-term gains that benefit them but harm the wider society. Conflicts of interest, such as those between elites and commoners, or between present desires and future needs, play a significant role. The Mayan civilization, for instance, saw its elites heavily invested in warfare and the construction of monumental temples, diverting resources and attention from growing environmental problems like deforestation and soil erosion in some regions. Furthermore, deeply ingrained cultural values, which may have served a society well in the past, can become maladaptive under changing circumstances, making it difficult to change course even when danger is apparent. This insight is crucial for you to understand the political and social inertia that can prevent effective action today. Collapse is not an inevitable destiny. Diamond balances his accounts of societal failures with inspiring stories of societies that successfully navigated severe environmental challenges. These success stories reveal that different approaches can lead to sustainability. For instance, the New Guinea Highlanders and the people of Tikopia, a small Polynesian island, developed effective bottom-up resource management systems. Living in small, cohesive communities, they had a shared understanding of their environment and a common interest in its preservation. In contrast, Tokugawa Japan, a large centralized state, implemented top-down environmental policies, such as systematic reforestation programs, to overcome a severe deforestation crisis in the 17th and 18th centuries. Even modern Iceland, after initially causing significant environmental damage, learned from its mistakes and implemented stricter conservation measures, becoming a prosperous nation. These examples show that with foresight, appropriate governance, and a willingness to adapt, societies can choose a path of sustainability. A critical difference between past collapses and the challenges we face today is globalization. Diamond uses the metaphor of the world as a polder, a Dutch term for low-lying land reclaimed from the sea and protected by dikes, to illustrate our interconnectedness. In the past, societies like Easter Island or North Greenland could collapse in relative isolation. Today, however, problems in one part of the world, like the environmental degradation leading to conflict in Rwanda, or the stark environmental and economic disparities between Haiti and the Dominican Republic on the shared island of Hispaniola, can have far-reaching consequences for other nations, including prosperous ones. Environmental issues like climate change, deforestation in one region affecting global biodiversity, or the pollution generated by industrial giants like China, transcend national borders. This interconnectedness means we can no longer afford to ignore problems elsewhere, but it also offers an unprecedented opportunity. We can learn rapidly from experiences around the globe and collectively work toward solutions, making our shared fate a matter of shared responsibility. The main takeaway of collapse is that the fate of societies past and present is profoundly linked to how they manage their environmental resources and respond to environmental changes. By understanding the complex interplay of Diamond's 5 factors, learning from the successes and failures detailed in numerous case studies, and recognizing that our modern globalized world functions like an interconnected polder, you are empowered to see that sustainable practices and wise, long-term decision-making are not just ideals, but essential choices for the survival and prosperity of our civilization. All right, that's a wrap on today's summary. Thanks for listening. If this book summary sparked your curiosity or gave you new insights, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss our next summary. Keep reading, keep growing, and see you in the next one.